With the recent, obviously Macross just celebrated their 25th anniversary.
Yeah.
How does that affect Robotech approaching its 25th? Whether that either hurts or helps the reaching out to the Asian market?
I definitely think it helps us. One of the things is we're essentially following in the footsteps of Macross because Macross started Robotech. That's where the story begins. And anything that happens with Macross, because Macross started in 1982, 3 years later, we've got similar anniversary dates for Robotech. So Macross just had their 25th anniversary, we'll have ours next year, so we're looking forward to a lot of stuff going on next year.
If I could add something too, you talked about East Asia. We are also airing Robotech the Shadow Chronicles on Star TV, which is the East Asia equivalent of HBO. So, and it's doing very, very well. So, we're already in East Asia. We're very, very popular in China. You know, the Japanese market.
Getting there.
Talk to me next year.
Actually, to add on to that, China has been one of our strongest markets because GDQH has had a whole series of really successful DVD releases, and they've actually been one of the biggest producers of some of the coolest merchandise. They've actually had a Chinese version of Robotech Art 1 released. They've had Robotech, the Shadow Chronicles art book released in China, so they've got some really cool stuff going on there. Oh yeah, actually we didn't have it here because we already mentioned it last year, so it kind of feels like old news, but Robotech has already been fan subbed in Japan. it's one of the first cases of a backwards fan sub I've ever seen.
Yeah. Last question. Make it a good one.
Have you read the Larry Kasdan and the Alf and the Goff Miller drafts? Because we don't have a greenlit script yet. What are Warner Brothers' problems with the drafts? Because obviously we have a great team of writers. Why haven't we greenlit?
Okay, when a film takes a long time to produce, it's not necessarily a problem. That's just simply what development is you keep working on the story until the story is right. One of the things that's very interesting is Transformers. You know, with Transformers: Revenge of the Fallen, Michael Bay delivered one of the best action movies of the year. But the thing is, okay, you know, love it, hate it, you know, the people who went there, you know, a lot of them say, hey, you know, we don't go there because we want an Academy Award winning story. We just go there for action. You know, that's why kids watched Transformers cartoons back then. You just wanted to see robots blow stuff up. And this is one of the best robots blow up stuff good movies ever produced. And, you know, I mean, Robot Jox has nothing on us. And the thing is, even with the writer's strike, didn't bug the movie one bit. They had great special effects. The thing is, as much as you might want to dog on the movie, it's made a lot of money, you can't knock that. But the thing is, Robotech is different. Robotech is all about the story, and the thing is, we want to get the story right. That's really Even if it's the most expensive screenwriter in Hollywood, if you let him take a couple more years, paying him a couple extra $1 million, will be a pittance compared to the $100 million you just blew if you rushed into a movie with a crummy script. So.
Just thank you. I do have a question. How does Robotech and all the associated licenses affect something like coming over here and other Macross licenses?
I would say that there was an issue that came up before was in Japan, original rights holders of Macross property, which was back in '82, I believe. And they had gotten into legal battles in Japan, and so within Japan, unfortunately, there have been Macross within Japan. One of the things that has insulated Robotech from problems, we had pretty much acquired all the international rights outside of Japan, lock, stock, and barrel, so that we were not. One of the reasons why the Macross Plus has been having trouble with release in the US is that, unfortunately, all the issues which I believe have not completed. So, I mean, I guess it depends on when that all gets worked out. I mean, same thing has actually happened to another series that came out about this, just for Star Blazers. In that, the original Space Cruiser Yamato series have actually been stuck in litigation with one another. And this is actually one thing we found has been happening in Japan. back then, the whole intellectual property was not defined in Japan. And so now this has all been coming up to a head because the licensing has been worth so much. That's why have actually been getting caught up in so much problems.
Thank you.
Yeah.